Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 912 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about a topless car wash at a church. and believe me, there's a lesson here. Okay. Hope you didn't miss episode 911. I don't like to say 911. 911. That was on reputation management in the face of an AI world. And pick up a copy of our automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free and check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. All right. So let me tell you what I saw a couple years ago. I'm driving down Little Neck Road here in Virginia Beach. I think it was here locally. I may be wrong about that. It's been quite a few years, but it's something that definitely sticks in your mind. And I see on the marquee of the church, Topless Carwash, $5. And I can see a line of cars a mile long, and I see a great big tent covering up this place where they're washing the cars. So I had to see what's going on here. So I got in line and I waited. And when I got up to have my car washed, it was a bunch of fat guys with no shirts on. And I know the church made a fortune that day. They probably got some backlash from some of the elders, I imagine, but this is what we call a publicity stunt or a PR stunt. And, publicity stunts are designed to grab media attention and public attention and get consumer engagement, which is they got from me, and also to raise a lot of money. Now, that was didn't cost them much or anything to have that. Just change the sign out front, put a tent up, and get some hoses and buckets. All right, so it wasn't very expensive to pull that off, and I know they made a fortune that day. And a lot of the guys got tips too. People were trying to stick a tip under their fat bellies, under their belt. It was crazy. And again, years later, I remember it. I don't remember which church, but I just remember they did it. So my point is it doesn't have to be elaborate. In fact, here's a simple one that's in my crowdfunding ebook. And I was reading about this guy who was doing some crowdfunding for something. And all he did was go to a 24-hour Denny's and go on Facebook Live and say, hey, I am not leaving Denny's until I get 25 new contributors to this crowdfunding campaign. And he just stayed live and sat there, and his friends were with him. And he started getting, I think, hundreds of people signing up. And he ended up staying there all night and made a massively successful crowdfunding campaign just from sitting in Denny's all night. He probably spent a lot of money buying Grand Slams and eggs and everything else. Sorry, but anyway, that's a very simple one. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you got Richard Branson from, that airline, and, he did this hot air balloon stunt. You had Tesla sending a Tesla up into space on SpaceX, so you got elaborate ones. But in the middle of this, you have ALS Foundation. I forget what that stands for. I think some type of charity. And they did that ice bucket challenge. And that was going everywhere. People were begging you to dump a bucket of ice on your head. All right. It raised $115 million for their charity or their foundation. Now, I'm all for you doing this, but there have been some colossal bad ones. I mean, as colossal as the Secret Service director said about the failure of that rally the other day, that presidential rally. One that comes to mind recently is the Bud Light thing with the Dylan Mulvaney. They want to try to be woke and everything, and they lost billions of dollars in market share, and now they're being made fun of because they're going back to cowboys and stuff, and they're just, everybody's just ragging on them for how pitiful they are of trying to make a comeback from this woke thing that they did. Then another one, LG, that big electronics manufacturer and phone manufacturer, they did this balloon release. I think it was in South Korea or the Philippines, somewhere. And the deal was they were going to release these balloons that had vouchers on them for, some of them had vouchers for free phones. And so this was supposed to be a really big deal, right? Well, people were showing up with BB guns and sharp sticks, and people were going to the hospital. And one of I think the local TV station said it was World War G or World War LG, which was a playoff on the movie World War Z, where zombies were scrambling over each other to get over a fence or something. So, colossal failure. And remember, now Elon Musk had that, one he sent up space, beautiful. But then he had that one where his new crazy, weird-looking pickup truck was supposed to be like impervious, and I think they threw a baseball and broke the window. And he's standing there, oh, well, that didn't work. Some other ones you can do that don't cost a lot really is, go for some kind of world record. Go to the Guinness Book and see what it takes to do a world's record and do it, publicize it. See, you're trying to get media attention. You're trying to get, something going with your, so it goes viral and, really highlights what you're doing. But you still have to have some kind of plan. What do you want out of this? Do you just want to become an influencer and well-known? Hey, it's getting harder and harder because there's millions of young people out there doing basically publicity stunts to get their TikTok views and so forth. So it should be something that pushes your brand or sells your product or raises money for your charity or something like that. And let's see, what else? Oh, another colossal one. Oh, my God, that the Department of Defense did. Oh, my goodness. In 2009, they did a low-altitude flyover with a 747 and fighter jets escorting it over Manhattan, and didn't tell anybody about it. People were evacuating buildings and just caused massive panic. So some idiot, pencil pusher, thought this up, probably some general that just kisses ass all day long. And then it ended up costing $329,000 just to do the flyover, not to mention all the damage and fear it put into the public. But anyway, they don't have to be expensive. And it can be, but it doesn't matter. What matters is, does it get the job done? Does it get what you want to have done? So, yeah, you can research lots of the best and worst publicity stunts, or sometimes it's called PR stunts, and put one together for your business. So I've done them in the past. When I had the nightclub, I did a lot of them. Crazy stuff that we would do, challenges, and that was before challenges were cool. Right. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Topless Carwash. If you see a sign for one, you can either go and have a good laugh, or it's doubtful it's going to be what you think. Anyway, publicity stunts can really, do a lot for your business. So check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and I will catch you on the next episode. See you later.